Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Good morning. Good morning. So today I'm going to be making a quick morning juice. It's going to be a green juice today. And I am focusing on that because I want to start the day off with um, doing like a detox type juice, concentrating on that. And then if I end up having another juice later on today, it will be something that's probably like in the citrus category or maybe like a beet juice. But it's always good to start off with a nice green juice in the morning. Um, so, my main ingredients for today are cucumber, pear, and lime. So I like cucumber. Cucumber offers a lot of hydration, so this is why I love to juice cucumbers. And then pears complement any juice recipe, so I love juicing with pears as well. And you can't go wrong with lime. Lime is a flavor enhancer and it offers so many health benefits. So I love to juice with lime. So this is what I'm starting off with this morning, a wonderful green juice to start my day. Um, Also, juicing, it gives you a boost of energy. So this is why it's best to drink it in the morning on an empty stomach. So I have my cutting board here. I have my cutting board. Okay. So I only recommend using a glass cutting board. Plastic, when I did some research, I saw that after a while of using plastic, you tend to get these little scars or like cut marks in the cutting board, and that harvests bacteria. No, no matter how well you clean your cutting board, it's holding those little like the bacteria that we can see is in there. And then also microplastics, we also can see that. That will also end up in our juice, or if you're doing a food prep for a meal, the plastic can end up in there as well. So anyway, I always use glass. So I'm just rinsing it off again here. I've had this since November last year and it's been doing pretty good. So I highly recommend using a glass cutting board. All right. So let me read some of the comments here. Oh, hi. How are you? Oh, you love lime too? Yes, lime is so good. I love to juice lime. And also, I don't know if you've ever tried lime, like squeezing lime on your watermelon. That's so good as well. Oh, you said you're in, someone said, oh, from Japan. Nice. Wow. Hello from Japan. I'm in Florida. All right. Yes, yes. All right, awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in to my live today. This was a little pop-up live, so I didn't warn anyone, but I was just in the mood to go ahead and spread some juice love today in the morning. All right, so let's start off with prepping our cucumbers. So I did wash all of my ingredients before I jumped on the live. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start getting them prepped up before we put them in the juicer. Okay. So for today's recipe, I'm using 3 limes. I mean, sorry, 3 cucumbers. I'm only using 1 lime. All right. And it's interesting because I love juicing celery more than I love juicing lime. It's a little weird, but the taste of the cucumber by itself, like I can't do cucumber juice by itself. Like I have to have something blended with it. It just doesn't taste right for me. I don't know. Some people they actually like they don't like beet juice, but I love beet juice. So you know everybody has their preference. So I'm just cutting up my cucumbers. Okay. So this is 1 cucumber so far. 1 cucumber. Because cucumbers yield a lot of liquid, a lot of water for your juices, I'm thinking this is gonna end up being a decent size. I'll probably be able to get 2 servings out of it. So I'm gonna see if I'll be able to get pretty much at least 14 to 16 ounces per glass. So we'll see. Do you like juicing cucumbers? Oh, you like celery with peanut butter? That's interesting. So you eat the celery and with the peanut butter? I've never tried that, if that's what you meant. This is just 3 cucumbers. And look how much look how much. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is 3 cucumbers. Look at all that cucumber. Yeah, this is gonna make an awesome morning green juice. All right, so I'm getting ready to cut up my pears. Pears are amazing for juicing. If you do decide to have pear as your main ingredient in a juice, from my experience, it's best to drink it right away, because if you store it in the fridge, it will start to, start to brown, just like how if you leave it out, exposure to the air, it starts to turn brown. So it will do the same thing with your juice. So I try to make the pears not the main ingredient for my juices, because I do make bigger batches and like to store them in the fridge. Um, let's see. Oh, look. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that you're gonna juice today. That's awesome. Yes. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna cut up my pears. Do you like pears? Does anybody like pears? Thank you, John. I think it's from all of the healthy juices that I'm drinking in the morning. Oh, also, by the way, like another major thing that I do in my lifestyle is that I work out. So I like to work out early morning. So I'll wake up either at 5 or 6 a.m. I'll get on the treadmill first, and I'll do like sprinting and pretty much doing cardio for about 10 minutes, get a nice good sweat. and then I start resistant training. So those things also help the skin and overall body as well, along with drinking your juice. Also, I noticed that like I used to have stubborn tummy fat, so like my pants is fitting a little bit looser now. So yes, juicing helps a lot with shrinking the waistline and with your skin and with your heart health. So many benefits. So if you haven't started juicing yet, I would highly recommend to get started. And then you can tell me about your experience with it, and you know, pretty much I'm so excited to hear how it affects everybody. Is it that you notice the same thing like me, a energy boost, skin glow, digestive health? Does it help with that? You know, I would love to hear your story. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm putting my pears in my glass over here. So pretty much I'm just cutting around the core. So I'm leaving the core out like that. And then just dicing up my pears. Thank you. So my knives, I love these knives. So pretty much I have a Amazon storefront where you can find the knife set and also the glass cutting board. It's in my description on my profile, so you can check that out if you wanted to get these as well. And I think they were pretty good price. I think I paid like in the $20 range, and it gave me a set of, I believe it was 6 or 7 knives. So it was a pretty good deal, and they're really sharp and they're pretty, right? I love them. So you can see here. So we're just filling up the bowl with the pears. All right. So with this recipe, we're gonna use 3 pears. So we had 3 cucumbers, 3 pears so far. Pears offer excellent amount of hydration, just like cucumber, and hydration is necessary for detoxification of the body. Our body naturally does its own detoxification, but when you're consuming and drinking fruit and vegetable, that does help as well. All right, so these are my pears. My pears are all cut up and ready to be juiced. All right. And then what I like to do so I don't waste the fiber, I like to eat the rest of my pears. They're really good. They're really good. Okay, so we have one more ingredient. All right, lime. So we're gonna add 1 lime to this recipe. I can smell the lime. It smells so good. So I already know it's gonna make this juice taste delicious. I can't wait to try this green juice, morning green juice. Okay, so I'm gonna leave, like I left a little bit of the skin on there just for some extra benefits, because the skin or the peel, it also has a lot of nutrients in there. So I left a little bit. I didn't want to have too much on there because it can make your juice a bit bitter, and I want it to be pleasant and tasteful. So yeah, so just a little bit of peel I left. Okay, so our lime is ready to go. Gonna add that to my prep bowl. So now this has our pear and our lime ready to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean up, move my peels out of the way. Just gonna rinse off my cutting board here. All right, so now the fun part, it's time to juice. All right. So I'm gonna bring the juicer a little closer so you can see. All right. Okay, so the juicer that I'm using is the Nama J2 juicer. Is anybody familiar with this juicer? Are you familiar with the Nama J2? It's a cold press juicer. You said your countertop is pretty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I gotta be very careful with this countertop because it's white, so I'm always like wiping everything down once I'm done cooking and juicing to keep it nice and clean. Thank you. So yes, I'm using the Nama J2 juicer. So it is a cold press juicer. Oh, you have the juicer, Michael? Yes, I know you love this juicer, right? It's the best. It's great for beginners and for experts. So it's very versatile. So this is what we're going to be using today. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and open it. So as you can see, the top, the lid has a hole in there. So I will show you the convenience of using that hole later. So I guess we'll start off with adding our cucumber first. All right. Okay, so the Nama J2 does have a large hopper. This is the hopper right here. So it allows you to add a lot of ingredients at once. So this makes juicing really easy, really easy. I used to have like a no-name brand from Amazon, and I used to have to sit there and feed the ingredients one at a time, and it made juicing tedious and time consuming. And this is just a much better choice. So yes, especially because juicing is a part of my lifestyle. I wanted to make sure that it was convenient and easy for me to do it if I need to do it every day. Okay, I'm just adding my cucumbers in. So I used 3 cucumbers for this recipe today. And so as you can see, I was able to put all of the cucumbers into the hopper. So that is a pretty large hopper, I would say so myself. So now let's go ahead and close the lid. And then now I'm gonna, this is the button to turn it on. Okay, so now it's doing its thing. Yes. And then the hole that's at the top, I could just start adding in the rest of my ingredients. So I have pears and lime in this bowl. So I could just feed it in at the top. And so the pulp is coming out on this side, and then the juice will come out on this side. And I also love how this juicer, it tells you how many ounces are being produced. So like so far, I'm almost at 16 ounces of juice. The 16 mark is right here. So at least I know that I have one serving of a 16-ounce juice ready to go. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna be able to make at least 2 servings out of this recipe. So we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and release the juice now into my pitcher. Ooh. Okay, let me show you so far. This is how it looks. That pretty green juice. You said, oh, you have a juicer, but it's noisy. Oh, yeah. So this one, in my opinion, is a little bit quieter. I've had other juices before in the past, and they were extremely loud, like a blender loud. So I do appreciate the fact that the Nama J2 is quieter. So a cool feature about it too is that once you open the lid, it has that safety mechanism where it'll automatically shut the juicer off. All right. And then once you put down the lid, it starts up again. So if you want to juice with your family, like young kids, at least you can have peace of mind to know that they'll be safe if they do decide to open the lid to add more ingredients. At least you know that the blade will stop. So I'm adding the rest of my pear inside of the juicer. So based off of the marking on the Nama J2, I can see that I'm almost at another 16 ounce, and I'm not even done adding my ingredients. Just adding a little bit more of the pear in there, and then the rest of my lime. So this juice offers vitamin C, antioxidants. So it is a really good way to improve your wellness. So now it seems like all of the juice, the ingredients have now been juiced. And just to show you, this is all my pulp that came out here. This is how it looks. It's really dry, if you can see here. Really dry. So with the pulp, I like to eat it raw, or I will put it in my smoothies. So, you know, it's best to save your pulp if you can. And if you're not ready to use it right away, you can freeze it. All right, so I'm gonna pour the rest of the juice and release it inside of my juicer, my juice pitcher. So there we go. Yeah, I have 32 ounces of juice exactly. So I have exactly 2 servings, which is 16 ounces. So that's pretty good. Sometimes I turn it back on, the juicer back on, just in case there's a little bit extra extraction that needs to take place. So yeah, that's what it's. Some more juice is coming out. So yeah. It seems like it's pretty done. Pretty much done. And now Just to show you, this is the juice here. Looks so good. Yeah, so we have 32 ounces worth of juice. This recipe was 3 cucumbers, 3 pears, and 1 lime. So now I'm gonna pour it into 2 bottles since I'm gonna have enough for two 16-ounce bottles. Okay. I underestimated this recipe. I thought I was going to only be able to come up with one 16-ounce bottle worth of juice, but I actually have 2, so I do need another bottle. All right, so I have my bottles and my lids. Okay, time to pour this morning green juice. So now we're pouring. Look at that. These bottles are 17-ounce bottles, so there's going to be a little space that I leave at the top just so I can have equal amounts for both bottles. This is the most satisfying part to me. Aside from juicing, I love pouring and seeing the color of juices. It looks so nice. So yes, I have 2 bottles worth of juice. This one has a little bit less. I think I poured a little bit more in the first bottle. So I'm just gonna close up this one for now. Actually, you know what? I'll taste test this one. Let's close up this bottle. And I love storing my juices in glass bottles only, no plastic, and airtight lids. And then you can store them in the fridge for up to 3 days. But I do highly recommend drinking your juices as soon as possible to receive the most nutrients, or have it within 48 hours. So then you're having that full maximized time of receiving the minerals and the benefits from the juice. The longer the juice sits, the more the minerals and vitamins tend to deplete. So to take full advantage of it, I do recommend to drink it sooner than later. Okay. So now it's time to taste this juice. I am definitely wondering how it tastes as well because I've actually never made this combination before. So I'm definitely excited. So let's try it out. So this was cucumber, pear, and lime. So let's see. It's really good. It's refreshing. The pear and the cucumber, they complement each other very well. I taste more of the cucumber and then like a little hint of the pear. The lime. The lime, I taste it slightly. I don't taste it as much as I thought I was going to. But the good thing about that is if I would have probably added another lime, it would have probably been too sour or tart. So it does have a very good balance. And this is something that I can see myself making again and doing a juice fast with this recipe for sure. It's definitely doable, and I think it'll be good as a beginner, for a beginner who's juicing, right? Like it doesn't have like an overpowering taste of green. So I think that this will be a very, very good beginner green juice. So yes, I'm gonna be drinking this. Excellent. All right. The other bottle, I'm going to store in the fridge. The other bottle I'm going to be storing in the fridge so I can have it tomorrow. If I was going to go past day two, then I would just put it in the freezer. When you freeze using these bottles specifically, it's always good to leave spacing at the top, so when the juices freeze and expand, it doesn't crack the bottle because it doesn't have space. So it's always, that's good practice if you plan to freeze your large batch of juice. Yes, so we're done with that. Thank you. So for the information for the juicer, that is also available in my description of my profile. If you just want to look it up, you can just go to namawell.com. It's called the J2 Juicer. And also there's a coupon code that you can use. It's my name, Nickeya. So Nakia 10. And is there any questions that you may have about juicing? I can open up the floor now. We can do a question and answer. Any questions that you may have? If not, did you want to see me clean the juicer to show you how easy it is to clean? Okay. Well, I'm glad you have no questions. I guess I did my job then. I explained everything. Okay, there's a question. How often do you juice green juice? So I typically do a green juice every 2 to 3 days. I would prefer to have it every day. So this last 2 weeks has been hectic for me, but what I plan to do is buy large batch of produce to large batch green juice, freeze them, and then make sure that I'm having it more often, because I notice when I drink green juice, I see a significant difference in my health. So that's the plan moving forward, to have more green juice in my diet. That's a good question. See, so look how the pulp, it started to turn brown now. That's the pear. That's from the pear. So as I was mentioning earlier, if you're gonna only do pear juice, or like let's say apple juice, just know that you should drink it right away or freeze it right away until ready to use, because the juice may have a brown look to it. And if you're, let's say, making this for your family, or you're having a dinner at your house and you're making natural homemade juices, they may not want to drink a juice that looks like that. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I'm going to take apart. So the cleaning it is extremely easy. So all I did was just take the juicer off of its base. So, and then I'm going to twist the hopper off of the lid here. So this is how it looks on the inside. And then as you can see, there's the fiber that was left over from it juicing the blade with the filter. So there's another little piece here. I'm gonna just take that part off. And then this is the hopper that I loaded everything in. So you want to make sure you clean that part, and then clean the base of the hopper as well. It's so easy to clean. So I'm gonna just turn on the water now so you can, I'm gonna tilt the phone down here. Hold up. Okay, there we go. So I'm just rinsing everything, taking my time to make sure that I get all of the areas so I don't miss anything. It comes with a cleaning brush, so I'm just gonna use my brush to like go over some of these areas here. It's always good to clean your juices, your juicer right away, so then you don't get any hard pulp on your juicer. Because then if you go to clean it later, it's gonna be more difficult to clean. And then you don't want your juicer to start getting stains either. So very important. So now I'm cleaning the little filter. This filter is what it actually filters the pulp from the juice. This juicer does come with a larger filter in case you do want some more pulp in your juice. So this brush, it has like a little smaller brush on the other side. So I'm using that to just get inside of the small crevices, small areas. Nice and clean. See? Simple, nice and clean. So this is the last component that needs to be cleaned. This is a little yellow gasket, so this prevents backflow of your juice and helps separation of the pulp. So just clean that out. And yeah, that I'm sure that was less than 5 minutes that it took me to clean this juicer. So simple, quick, simple, easy. The whole process from beginning to end is extremely easy with this juicer. Just rinsing out my sink. Alright. So now I'm going to reassemble the juicer. So now that it's nice and clean, you can have it ready for another recipe. So I'm going to just reattach it now. What I did was I put it all in here, back in its little chamber. And then I'm going to attach the hopper back. And there you go. Good to go. And now, voila, it's ready to use again. And then it's ready to use. So it's really quick and simple. These are the juices that I made. I made a nice green juice today, which it has 3 cucumbers, 3 pears, and 1 lime. And it was excellent. So I'll definitely be making this recipe again and making sure to drink this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. All right, so unless you have any other questions, then I'll end the live. Any other questions? No? All right, thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.